hope you're doing well. Dans ce film, nous apprenons le vocabulaire de la mode. We are learning fashion vocabulary in this video, and I'm calling the name of the video Qu'est-ce qu'elle porte? What is she wearing? As I said, we're going to learn fashion vocabulary today. First, let's talk about the verb which means to both carry, and to wear. Porter is to wear. Je porte, tu portes, il porte, elle porte, on porte, nous portons, vous portez, il porte, elle porte. It would be my advice for you to repeat this after me as I say this so you can practice using your regular ER verbs and just get used to it because it's an adjustment. Je porte. Now you say it. Tu portes. Il porte. Elle porte. On porte. Nous portons, vous portez, il porte, elle porte. And part of this lesson will be to know that when you ask a question in French, there are really three ways to ask it. And I can say, qu'est-ce que vous portez? What are you wearing? Or que portez-vous, which means the same thing. But the French really have, as we've seen in some of our previous work in the class, three general ways of asking a question. Sometimes you just stick a question mark very informally on the end of a sentence, like vous portez, you're wearing. But if I use the interrogation que, which in this case means what, it doesn't always mean what, but in this case it does. And then I, instead of saying it, you wear, vous portez, I flip it around with a hyphen. Portez-vous. This is almost like Shakespearean English. What wear you is what I'm really saying. Que portez-vous? But for any question I ask in French, I can add an interrogation, which means, what is it that? So without an inversion at all, I can say, qu'est-ce que, which is how you say all those letters, qu'est-ce que vous portez? Qu'est-ce que vous portez? Que portez-vous and qu'est-ce que vous portez is as formal as anything needs to be in French in any level of discourse. Vous portez is very informal. So that's a little revision. Et maintenant, and now, un vocabulaire de mode, a vocabulary of fashion. Une jupe courte. Une jupe courte. Notice that une jupe is the skirt and courte, which is an adjective which means short, has an E on it because it is a feminine noun that it is modifying the verb. And notice that the adjective comes after the noun, une jupe. I could just say une jupe courte, a short skirt. Une jupe longue, a long skirt. Une robe courte en violet, a short dress in purple. I could also say une robe courte violette, which is the way I would say, but en violet means in purple. Une robe longue en violet. A long dress in purple. Notice that uh, uh, the shade is not the same, but I could also say une robe, which means a dress, longue, and I could say une robe longue violette, a purple long dress. Une blouse, which can also be called un chemisier en motif with a pattern, but une blouse en motif or un chemisier en motif noir et blanc means black and white. And even though it's une blouse and un chemisier, the motif is what is being modified, and it's le motif, the pattern, noir et blanc. Otherwise, it would be noir with an E for une blouse. Une blouse noire has an E on the end of noir. And blanche, B-L-A-N-C-H-E, une blouse blanche, a white blouse, would have the adjective agree with the noun. But here, what is black and white is the pattern, and it's le motif. Un blue jean, spelled just like you see it there. Un blue jean, classique. Notice again, the adjective comes afterwards. Un pantalon rouge ample. Pantalon, notice that even though we say pants plural, we never wear one pant. Un pantalon, it refers to both legs of the pant. Rouge, red. Ample. Ample means loose, loose fitting. Un pantalon noir serré. A tight-fitting black pant, I would say. Serré means kind of squeezes you in. And here you see two different kinds of shoes. I believe we've already talked about une chaussure is a shoe, but here it's more specific. Une chaussure, I could say, for each of these things, but des talons hauts, high heels, and notice that they are plural here. Des talons hauts en rouge, red high heels. I already worry about that woman's ankles. That's how old I am. I'm looking at her saying, she's going to break an ankle. Des baskets en noir. Des baskets en noir. It's much closer to the American pronunciation of the word basket than it is to the way of the French people would phonetically put those letters together. It's an American word adopted for all-star Converse, etc. And here we have on the left un tricot, which means a light knitted sweater. I'm wearing a sweater. Je porte un cardigan. Mais ce n'est pas un tricot. But it's not really un tricot. A tricot is a very light sweater. This is not. This is heavier. Ceci est plus lourd. Un cardigan, it could also be called un tricot vert ou un cardigan vert. A green button-down sweater. Une veste bleu marine avec une cravate bleue et une chemise blanche. Navy blue jacket, yes, bleu marine, navy blue, avec une cravate bleue with a blue necktie. Une cravate is a necktie. Et une chemise blanche. Une chemise blanche. The word la chemise refers almost exclusively to men's button-down shirts, but it is feminine, even though the person who puts it on is more likely masculine. So here we have three different things to look at. Une robe verte. Notice that the adjective and the noun agree here. Une robe verte. Une mini-jupe beige. There is a noun, mini-jupe, mini-skirt, and beige. And then une robe de mariée rouge. A red wedding dress. Robe de mariée. La mariée is the woman who is getting married. We would say a bridal gown. Une robe de mariée rouge. And here are some accessories, because a girl's always got to have some accessories. Le collier is the necklace. La bague, the ring. And this woman is wearing a very extravagant hat, but it can be used for a more modest hat. Le chapeau, the hat. And le casque is a helmet, usually a motorcycle helmet, but it can be a military helmet. Et maintenant, and now, le devoir, homework. Qu'est-ce que vous portez? What are you wearing? I'm kind of sorry I'm not wearing some of those things. I really like the boots the women are wearing. Les bottes. And then les chapeaux noirs. J'aime les chapeaux noirs ici. But the weather here is in New Orleans is just simply too warm for that to be a tenable outfit to wear on most days. So here's your homework. Number 1, trouvez 3 photos. Find 3 photos of people, obviously wearing clothes for the purposes of this exercise. Et décrivez ce qu'ils portent. And describe what they're wearing. That is your assignment. I think it's plenty to learn. So I hope that this is helpful. You may find, because the French have such a rich vocabulary in fashion, it is such an important part of their culture, that they will have multiple words that are super specific for what a person is wearing. You may want to use a dictionary to be even more specific. That's totally fine. Up to you. Unless you're headed into a career in the fashion industry, you probably won't on a regular basis need to know all the words that exist in the French fashion vocabulary. But generally, if you were, say, going on a trip to France, and generally if you were about to purchase something with your money from your work, doing something other than fashion, you would want some of these words. And also, this will help you practice your ER verbs and where subject agreement occurs with adjectives, and also the order of words appropriately put together. All of this is here in one of the more delightful things that the French do, which is put on an excellent fashion show. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you do the homework, and let me know if you have questions. Bye.